All right, there she is, all charged up and ready to go. This is my personal 2019 Chevrolet Bolt EV Premier. My wife and I bought this vehicle about a year ago, and I gotta tell you, we absolutely love it. My name is Dave B. Not only do I own a Chevrolet Bolt, I also sell them at Schumacher Chevrolet of Livingston. If you're not familiar, the Bolt is Chevrolet's full electric vehicle. Mine here as a 2019 has an EPA estimated range of 238 miles. And with the improvements they made into the 2020 model, the EPA estimated range is 259 miles on a single charge. And charging it couldn't be simpler. The first option is to use the 120 volt power cord that comes with the vehicle. That'll give you about 4 miles for every hour it's plugged in. The next option would be to use a level 2 charger, 240 volts, like this charge point here in my complex. This one here will give you 25 miles for every hour it's plugged in. Or you can use a DC fast charger like this one we have here installed at Schumacher Chevrolet of Livingston. Now a DC fast charger is going to give you up to 100 miles and a 30-minute charge. Really, the amount of daily driving you do will determine what charger would work best for you. I'll give you an example. My wife drives about 35 to 40 miles a day. So she'll drive about 5 days before she comes over here, plugs into this charger, charges it overnight, and then has a full battery for about 5 more days. Now, as you look at the Chevrolet Bolt, you'll notice it's a small car. It's wagon styled, but it has a nice high roof line, which means you're gonna have plenty of headroom. I'm 6'5". This vehicle is incredibly roomy in the driver's seat and in the back seat as well. Again, I'm a very tall guy. My head is close, but it's not hitting the ceiling. My knees are not hitting the seats. Plus, check it out in the back here, a nice flat floor. So if you have 3 passengers, they're all gonna have plenty of legroom. You have a couple of USB chargers for your rear passengers to keep their devices charged. And since this is a Premier model, heated rear seats. Now I know what you're thinking. Dave, if I have my family in a car, where am I gonna put my cargo? Well, here you go. Here's 3 pieces of luggage with room to spare. And always remember, if you had to fold the seats down and you didn't have rear passengers, you can do that and you could open up this cargo area completely. I can personally tell you that a lifetime 50-inch basketball system does fit in the back of this vehicle. What's the first thing you do when you get in a car? You plug in your cell phone, of course. And that's going to give you access to Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, where you can use things like Waze, you can use Pandora, Spotify, you can go right to Google Maps. And in the Premier model, it's all going to sound fantastic coming through that Bose 7-speaker premium sound system. Next up, we're going to make sure our lane keep assist and lane departure warning is turned on, as well as our forward collision alert. Those are part of a camera-based system. The camera can actually see the lane lines, and if you drift out of your lane, it can give you a warning and also nudge the steering wheel to put you back in your lane. It could also sense vehicles and pedestrians, and under 50 miles an hour, can actually apply brake in emergency situations to try to stop the vehicle to either lessen or avoid an impact altogether. Next, I'm going to choose to use my rear view camera mirror. This gives you 4 times the field of vision when you compare it to the regular mirror by itself. So when you're driving down the highway, you can literally see like all 3 or 4 lanes behind you at the same time. It's a little chilly out here today, so I'm going to turn on my heated seat, as well as my heated steering wheel. All right, now with all that, we're ready to drive. I highly, highly recommend you go to your local Chevy store and test drive the Chevrolet Bolt. This is 200 horsepower, 266 pounds of instant torque, meaning you hit the throttle, you accelerate. Like it's quick, it's instant, it's a ton of fun. Don't take my word for it. Here's my buddy Christian the first time he drove the car. What do you think? It really is an exciting feeling that just makes you giggle. So here's the deal. You basically drive like a normal car, okay? Take your shifter, put it into drive, you use your throttle to accelerate, you use your brake to slow down, obviously. Now, when you slow down in this car, it has what's called regenerative braking. So it's gonna use the electric motors to capture some of the energy of the vehicle slowing, and it's gonna put that back into the battery. Now, you do that just by letting off the throttle and coasting. You could also do it with what's called the regenerative on-demand paddle. It's located right here behind the steering wheel, and you just press and hold. And if you time it right, like when you're coming to a red light or a stop sign, you can basically press that, hold it the whole time, and come to a complete stop without ever actually having to put your foot on the brake. Another thing you can do is drive in low. So if you take the shifter and you basically just pull it down, it's gonna go into L for low, and that's what we call one pedal driving. So you basically just use your accelerator. As you accelerate, you're gonna speed up. As you let go of that accelerator or let off it, you're gonna start to slow down. And you can control your acceleration or deceleration by just feathering the throttle. Of course, you still have the paddle. Of course, you still have your brake pedal if you have to stop in an emergency. But by doing these different things and these different tactics, you can actually try to maximize your range. This has been a little bit of an intro to the Bolt. I highly recommend you go to your local Chevy store and check it out. If you noticed in this video, I have some really nice green grass carpeted floor mats. Those were actually made by yours truly. That was a little gift and a little surprise for my wife. You know, she's about the environment, as we both are, you know, which if we can do our part and we can drive an electric car, which helps lower carbon emissions, not only are we helping out, but we're having fun doing it.